was to ask you guys, how would you fix Monday Night Raw? A lot of you would probably look at me and tell me, well, JD, I don't think Monday Night Raw can be fixed under the current format. But think about it. What is the one thing that fans, us as a fan base, complain about every single week? It's the fact that the show is way too long. 3 hours is too long. 3 hours is too long for anything. But why would WWE, knowing that Monday Night Raw is suffering in quality because it's 3 hours, why would they go and possibly do the unthinkable and do the same thing to SmackDown? SmackDown rumored to be going 3 hours if WWE strikes a new TV deal for Friday Night SmackDown. We'll talk about it right here on OTS, but first, a word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Conflict of Nations. Conflict of Nations is a military-themed strategy game set in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, fielding present-day and highly modern battlefield technology. At the core of the game is an exciting real-time combat system, placing players in control of an existing nation of this world and its army, pitting them against other gamers in a struggle for world domination. Conflict of Nations offers a very deep level of strategic planning and integrated tactical execution, with persistent game matches lasting for weeks, enabling grand strategies and detailed plans. The game also models over 100 beautifully modern weapon systems such as nuclear ballistic submarines, combat attack helicopters, stealth strike fighters, and airborne infantry units, and many more. So download Conflict of Nations for free and click the link in the description to get 13,000 gold and 1 month of premium subscriptions for free. Offer only available for 30 days, so don't lose time. Click the link, choose your country, and fight your way to victory. So right now, WWE is out of its exclusive negotiations window with NBC Universal and Fox, which is now allowing them to remain in talks and speak with other networks as far as a TV rights deal for Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. Nick Khan, who is a notorious liar when he is out and about on a podcast or on an interview, everything the man says should not be taken seriously whatsoever. He is a bold-faced liar. There's a reason why I call him Nick Khan Man. He recently spoke highly of Amazon and stated the company is opening to moving SmackDown to a different night should they switch networks. Tuesday, I don't know. That depends on if NXT is going to move off of Tuesday nights on USA Network. That's a possibility. The only other night I could see is on Thursday if they're not going to remain on Friday. So it's either Tuesday, depending on what USA does with NXT, or if WWE is still with USA Network or NBCU, or Thursday. Can't do it on Monday. That's the home of Monday Night Raw. Can't do Wednesday. That's AEW Dynamite, but it wouldn't be the first time that WWE wants to compete with AEW. And then Thursday is the only other night that is suitable for them. WWE apparently is open to the idea of adding a third hour to Friday Night SmackDown or SmackDown in general. While speaking at the JP Morgan Global TMT teleconference on Tuesday, Nick Khan spoke about a wide range of WWE topics, including the company being open to a third hour of Friday Night SmackDown. WWE added a third hour to Monday Night Raw in 2012, and I've waited since then for it to be obliterated. I wish upon a star every single year that the third hour of SmackDown would magically go away. They're getting more money from USA Network and has kept it, despite the fan criticism that it waters down the product and makes the show too long. Khan stated that WWE is currently in talks with international cities about 2024 dates as the promotion looks to do more shows outside of the United States. Australia is being talked about for a big premium live event in September, so keep your eyes peeled on that. WWE's already done Montreal. They've done Puerto Rico for Backlash. They did Cardiff for Clash of the Castle. They want to be out there more in the international cities. The O2 Arena is getting Money in the Bank this summer, 4th of July weekend. I think it's great. It's probably one of Nick Khan's biggest accomplishments as president of WWE. Regarding the growth of women in WWE, Khan stated he expects more females to join the company before pointing out they get paid as well as the men wrestlers. False. False. That's not true at all. That is not true at all. Why would you go in front of people who don't have a clue about what internally happens in WWE and just tell them a bold-faced lie? These are the same people that would not pay Mercedes to stay with the company because she's not on the level of a Charlotte Flair. So Mercedes is not making the same thing as an AJ Styles or a Seth Rollins or even people within her own division. Give me a break. Charlotte Flair is not making anywhere close to what the men are making. Becky Lynch is not making anywhere close to what the men are making. Why is he lying to these people? That is ridiculous. That has been a common thing that people want to hang on to and complain about every single year. That is a bold-faced lie. At the same teleconference, Nick Khan revealed that WWE is having discussions about what they can do with the third hour of Raw, including whether or not to make it more adult-themed. So we're talking about a third hour of SmackDown. There's a possibility of that after TV rights deals. He wants to make Raw more adult-like in the third hour, but WWE has done this before. They have gone out there and tried different things, lowering the lights in the third hour, making the language a little bit more harsh in the third hour, making it a little bit more violent in the third hour, whether it's a hardcore match or a little bit of color here, again, some harsh language or language unlike WWE that you would hear on a normal Monday or Friday. I mean, I don't know why we're discussing this when WWE doesn't really even keep up with it when they do go and do something like that. It's ended after like a couple of weeks, tops. So what are we doing? You either need to go all in with it or don't do it at all. It's not about being more adult-like. How about writing a show that's actually worth my fucking 3 hours? How about writing something entertaining? I don't need it to be more adult-like. You know, I always bring up this argument. NXT was never adult-like in language or violence when they were the black and gold on Wednesdays when WWE had the WWE Network. They never had to stoop to these excuses. They never had to go out and do these things to try and help enhance the show. They were just producing a good show. That's all they were doing. I don't need cursing. I don't need violence. I don't need blood. I don't need people fucking dying in the middle of the ring, risking their careers for a nothing TV match. Why don't you just produce captivating stories, compelling week-to-week stories, consistency, and give me a fucking reason to watch the show weekly? How about making the matches that we see on a weekly basis mean something? Everything else, like adult themed and a more adult hour in the third hour and 3 hours here, none of this is going to make the show better. It's only going to make the show worse, and it's going to expose WWE for trying too hard, because when I see that, I feel like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. We don't need 3 hours on SmackDown. That would be the death of SmackDown, because it's not doing anything good for Monday Night Raw. 3 hours is an absolute no for SmackDown, and I hope that's the case. A lot of people are like, well, that's not a good business acumen, JD. That's not really a good business mentality. They're trying to make money. I don't give a fuck how much money they're making. I don't give a shit how much money they could potentially be making. This company has made more money year over year than any point in its entire history. You want to jeopardize quality over quantity? Why? I don't understand it. When is this company going to get it that quantity is not greater than quality? I would take a little bit of a hit in revenue just to ensure the quality of the show is better. If the quality of the show is better, more people will watch. If the quality of the show is better, the ratings will be higher. If the quality of the show is better, more people will come out and buy tickets to go to said show. People will buy more merchandise. People will buy more network subscriptions. I don't get it. 3 hours is not going to do anything but drive the ratings down, drive interest down, drive the quality of the show down, and drive the overall product down. A terrible, terrible, terrible idea for WWE if they want to go and do that. And I hope to God that it doesn't happen. I think it's complete bullshit. There was another rumor yesterday. Update on the rumored WWE releases expected to happen soon. As Endeavor COO Mark Shapiro pointed out, after the announcement of the deal was made with WWE. There will be some employee layoffs since Endeavor already has people in departments that can handle things at certain WWE departments. Nick Khan recently gave some insight into the expected cuts by giving a rough estimate when noting they would be aggressive in budget cuts, and they think 50 million is a really conservative number. Bullshit. Why don't we just go and triple that number? There will be budget cuts. I don't know if it's going to be 50 million, more like 100 million or 150 million, more than likely. In recent days, there have been rumors going around that the budget cuts could be happening as soon as July 1st. Insider account Boozer on Twitter, which has broken WWE stories all this month, reported that while they don't know the names, it was subject to happen as part of an annual review. The account added to expect a few cuts here and there. What a way to dumb it down, huh? It's going to be a black day when it does happen. The annual review. WWE does a 6-month review in NXT with all its talent. If you're not where they think you should be, if you're not in the process of making it to TV under their watch, if they deem you not ready, you're going to get a 6-month review. Everybody gets a 6-month review, and they assess where you are in the pecking order in the Performance Center. If you're not making the cut, you are liable to get released. This on the main roster is part of their annual review. There are a lot of people right now that WWE is not using on television. And guys like Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, women like Lacey Evans and Xia Li and Aaliyah, Hit Row is another one. Guys like that were brought back that haven't been used by WWE TV or used on WWE TV by WWE Creative. A lot of these men and women are subjected to being cut. Bray Wyatt is another one. Who's to say Bray Wyatt doesn't get released? They're paying him a lot of money. I'm assuming they are to be back. He is liable to get cut. We don't know what his problem is. We don't know if he's ill. We don't know if he's ready to come back or if he wants to come back. There's a big holdup there. WWE just might cut their losses again for a second time. Who's to say the men and women that Triple H brought back, like a Candice LeRae and a Dakota Kai, a Karrion Kross, a Bronson Reed, a Johnny Gargano, a Dexter Lumis, who's to say that they don't lose their jobs again? And I mention these names because all of these names were rehired by WWE while Vince McMahon was at his lowest. Now Vince McMahon is at his most powerful and he's back overseeing everything again. You don't think that this man would go about it again and fuck his son-in-law over with everything he's done on the main roster since he's taken over, quote unquote? Because I expect it to happen again. Vince did it the first time with NXT. Bruce did it again in NXT. And they would absolutely take great pleasure in doing and undoing everything that Triple H did on the main roster once again to get rid of everybody that he brought back. Because I said it then and I'm going to say it now. Everybody that Triple H brought back wanted to do them right where Vince did them wrong. Vince doesn't like to be proved wrong. Bruce doesn't like to be proved wrong. They will be petty bitches, and they will get rid of everybody that Triple H thinks he could do better than Vince McMahon. I'm telling you, man, it may sound bizarre. It may sound weird, but this is how the company operates. This is how Vince McMahon operates. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. There ain't going to be no 50 million in budget cuts. It's going to be at least double that. And it's not going to come from Stamford, Connecticut and Titan Tower. There's going to be some office cuts, and there will absolutely be talent cuts. Don't tell you. Don't let me hear that I never told you so. Seriously, don't go into this expecting, they can't cut anybody. They're making so much money. Expect it. It was going to happen anyway. This is what happens when a company is sold and they're looking to sell the company to another. There's going to be budget cuts. There's just going to be budget cuts, and it's going to be a dark day, and there will be backlash on social media. Time is ticking. Time is ticking. And you know what? We'll be here to cover it all and go over everything when that day does happen. Thank you guys very much for all of your support. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. 1,000 likes is the minimum today on OTS. Go check out my sponsor for today's video, Conflict of Nations. Links are in the description and in the comment section pinned at the very top. Make sure you guys go and follow me on social media as well, at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Go check out all the videos and the live streams that you might have missed on the channel. Everything you need is on the homepage. And please hit that subscribe button down below for more right here on OTS. Anything else breaks this week, I'll be here to cover it for you guys. I'll be live on Friday for SmackDown. I'll be live on Saturday for Night of Champions. I'll be live on Sunday for Double or Nothing. Big weekend coming. Stick it right here. It's all Off the Script.